What's up, folks? Long time no talk. It's been a little while since I've done anything video-wise, especially on any of my cars, but you can see I'm in an empty garage. No cars in here. The Fox bodies are both outside, and you might be wondering, well, what the heck are we doing here? Well, there's a Ford Explorer ST back there that we're gonna be working on today, and we've got a box full of goodies right here coming from our friends at Holley and FLOWMASTER. We're gonna get the ST sounding a little better before we head to Kentucky on Wednesday. And we're gonna show you how we do it here. We're gonna show you how easy it is to modify your ST in your garage, and how to make your practical car a little bit more fun and sound a little better. So stay tuned, here we go. Here we are inside of the Explorer ST. Gonna turn it on, just bass. Pretty quiet, stock exhaust. Gonna go down the road, do a little drive-by of the stock exhaust. I'm gonna put it in sport mode, obviously, because that's where the fun's at, and see what it sounds like. We're gonna do a little pull out of the driveway, windows up. We're just gonna hit it, see what it does. So that's the stock exhaust. Pretty calm, pretty good, not much drone. You can kind of hear it when it downshifts. Pretty solid, but excited to hear what the FLOWMASTER sound like. Now that we got a good idea of what it sounds like stock, we're gonna let it cool down. Obviously, I don't want to get underneath there and jack it up with the hot exhaust. So being a Fox body guy, one thing I'm not really used to is trying to figure out jack points on a new car, because I just, jack up the rear diff, jack up the front A-arms, and you're good. But on this, I did jack up the front or the back on the rear diff. This front, I'm jacking up on the frame rail, and thankfully on this plastic, there are nice little arrows that show you where to put your jack stands or your lift points. If you can see right there, there's two arrows and there's a gap. And this gap in here is where you put your jack stand in between your pinch welds, which as a Fox body guy, jacking on pinch welds just does not feel right to me. It's a big no-no in our world, but apparently Ford has perfected the pinch weld game, and that's where they want you to put your jack stands. So once we got it up here, we're gonna get underneath, start breaking some bolts loose, and see what we can do with this exhaust. So I've already started here and immediately noticed a little issue with the instructions. Step one said to use an M8 socket. It goes M8 bolt. It's actually a 10 millimeter. So if they're not lost, if you've still got one in your toolbox, you're gonna need one here. Also, it's getting us to start from the back to the front to remove the old exhaust. They also recommend to cut behind the stock muffler. We're not gonna do that. I see why they want you to do that, because up underneath there, the main hanger's in the center, very close together. It would be hard to fish them in and out if you leave them connected. I've sprayed everything with PP Blaster, all of my rubber hangers to try to get a little extra wiggle room in there, sprayed all the bolts that are on there. It's a fairly new car, so the bolts shouldn't be too hard to break loose, but it did recommend to do that just to be safe. So we're gonna try to keep everything in one piece. Who knows, maybe we'll go back to stock in the future. We just want to keep the parts, they're original Ford parts. Being Fox body guys, we know how hard they are to find now. So we're just gonna keep it all one piece. We're not gonna cut anything. See if we can make that work and get all this stuff out of here, and hopefully put the FLOWMASTERs in really easily right after we do this. So we just got it out of the car, and we did keep it all in one piece. It's a little more difficult, but once we got the two mid pipes undone, I stayed in the back and was like bench pressing these two, and Emily was in the middle jiggling these out of the main hanger. It said do not remove the main hanger in the center, so we didn't. We left it in there. A little harder, probably. I'm assuming that cutting it here would just allow us to pull this middle piece out. It's super quick, super easy, but like we said, we wanted to keep it all in one piece. You'll notice on the new kit, it doesn't have these big boxes. It's got those hoops, so I'm assuming that's the resonator area. I don't know what it looks like inside of there, but it's way more complicated than what we're about to put on it. This is all, what, 2.5-inch pipe. What we've got is nice, pretty 3-inch pipe. So let's get this out of the way, start bringing the new parts in, and start part 2 of the installation. Also, something we noticed, these flex pipes, from what we've seen on the forums and in the research we've done, are notorious problems. This one looks like maybe it was the original. It's got a little more color to it. This one looks like it had probably been replaced. It's fairly new looking, and it's already, the flex pipe is already looks like it's burning through whatever this cage is. So I'm not sure what the exact problem is, but they don't look like they were faring too well, and happy to get rid of those and put the solid pipes on here from FLOWMASTER. So as we're seating this mid pipe up here, getting it connected to the down pipe and the cats, there is a little knob on either side of the pipes, on both of them, that this slides perfectly into this notch on your brand new FLOWMASTER pipe. And so when you install them, make sure you get this on the down pipe at the same time you're putting the hanger into the bushing back here, and just slide it all the way forward. Leave these loose enough to where you can still do some adjustment on the pipes as you put the mufflers on, and follow the next couple of steps to get everything installed. So in the instructions, they recommend installing this with the F toward the front, which led us to ask the question, is this a directional muffler? Spent some time, looked it up online, found the product description. It is not directional, so either way you install it, it's going to be fine. Both are inlets, both are exits, but it threw us off because on this side the F is towards the bottom of the muffler, and on this side the F is towards the top of the muffler. So this one has just a little nick on this side, so this is going to be the top. We don't want anybody seeing that if they get under a peek on it. So we're going to install it this way, with these being the inlets, these being the outlets. We're going to get it up underneath there, put the clamps on it, and keep going. So the final step was putting the tips on. They look awesome. They definitely fill up this space way better than the stock ones. And all we got to do now is start from the front, head to the back, tighten up each clamp, make sure all of our adjustments are right, make sure everything's clearance good. And I think the last step is getting these at the same level, get them even sticking out from the bumper so that they don't look wonky, and you can still see that nice FLOWMASTER logo extruded in each of the quad tips. And then crank it up, and then show you how it rides, what it sounds like tomorrow, and get it ready to head out to Kentucky on Wednesday. Here we are, it's day 2, car's on the ground, got the exhaust installed. Transparency, we did run around the neighborhood last night, so we've heard it, but here we go. Noticeably louder off the bat, but yeah, radio was on. But we're gonna go take it around the neighborhood. We're gonna go over to a little business park so we can do some drive-bys and some pullaways, and really show you what it sounds like. We like it so far. We've taken it on the highway. We got it up to 55. The drone's not bad at all. Turn the music up to 1 or 2, and it's just normal sound. So yeah, let's sounds pretty good. Let's take off down the road. We got it in sport mode. Pull out of the driveway. Definitely a lot healthier sounding. I love it. It's got a very Euro sound to it. At idle, it's got a nice little growl. No burble, no typical, you know, the modern bubbly exhaust that you'll hear on like a Hellcat or an S550 Mustang. Very tasteful, even as I'm like shifting up. It sounds really good on downshift if you're getting into it. So maybe we'll take it through some twisties, let you hear some downshifts here and there. But we're excited about it. Next up, we'll show you what it sounds like pulling away, what it sounds like driving by, and then maybe go hit some twisties on the way home and call it a day. Now we're headed back home, just back to normal mode, out of sport mode, just regular driving. You heard what it sounded like flying by, you heard what it sounded like taking off, you heard a little drive-by, so I like it. I think it's a good little sound. Like I said, it sounds a little European, sounds kind of, you know, you think about that 80s Ford motorsport, the European heritage of Ford itself. I think FLOWMASTER's got a really good kit here. I think it's, you know, it's user-friendly, relatively easy to install, immediate upgrade in sound, and it doesn't take away from your daily driving experience. It's not like it's beating you in the back of the head with drone or with an overly loud sound. So we're stoked. I think it's a great addition to our daily. Gives us a little more street cred than just having a reliable, nice car. Now we've got a fun, good sounding, comfortable car thanks to FLOWMASTER. And go pick up your kit, like, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff. Comment below what you think. If you've got another kit, what do you think in comparison? How do you think the FLOWMASTERs measure up? I personally like them. It's not too obnoxious, not too crazy, just perfect enough, like the FLOWMASTERs always have been for years.
Not high-pitched.
Not high-pitched, nice throaty, deep sound. I really enjoy it, and I'm excited to have FLOWMASTERs on pretty much all of my vehicles now. It's as a Fox body guy, huge FLOWMASTER fan. It's like mod #1 when you get a Fox body. Take the cats off, put the FLOWMASTERs on, and make it sound like a real car. And now this sounds like a real car. So excited to see where this goes, and hopefully I can get some roller videos while we're heading to Kentucky from the outside. And yeah, just stoked to get to Holley Ford Fest and NMRA World Finals and show everybody the final product.